I am truly thrilled to explore South America with you. It surely is an amazing continent with snow-capped mountains, untouched lush rainforest, mother of all rivers, bone-dry deserts, red rock canyons, icy blue glaciers, soaring volcanoes, and sun-kissed beaches. It truly is a continent of extreme. There are not many other places as rich, diverse, or gifted as South America as far as the landscape goes. It is also rich in culture and history. It is an amazing continent, and I am sure you will enjoy learning about it. Today we are going to look at all 12 countries and some territories that are part of South America. This video will serve as an introduction to South America and give you a sneak peek of what's coming in the next weeks and months as we explore each and every country and learn about them. South America is entirely within the Western Hemisphere and mostly in the Southern Hemisphere. It covers the area of about 17,840,000 square kilometers. It is the fourth largest continent after Asia, Africa, and North America. 423 million people call this continent their home and making it the third least populated continent after Antarctica and Australia. Let's travel from north to south and meet all the countries. Let me first introduce Colombia. If you are wondering if the name has any connection to Christopher Columbus, wonder no more. It is named after him. It is the only country in South America that has coastline on both Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean Sea. Colombia is the second most biodiverse country in the world after Brazil. It has the highest amount of species by area in the world, including more species of birds than all of Europe and North America combined. Colombia has one of the most beautiful rivers, Cano Cristales, river of 5 colors or liquid rainbow. Is a unique biological wonder. These colors are produced during the reproductive process in the plants that live in the river. Capital and the largest city is Bogotá. City's music culture is so rich and powerful, it was named UNESCO City of Music. The city has more than 60 music festivals and more than 400 live music venues. Colombia is the fourth largest country with the second largest population in South America. Our next destination is Venezuela, home of the tallest waterfall. Angel Fall plunges about 807 meters to the ground. Venezuelan women are beautiful. Don't take my word for it. They have won more medals in all 4 international beauty pageants than any other country. Capital and the largest city is Caracas. Unfortunately, it is currently considered one of the most dangerous cities. Venezuela was a thriving country in the 90s and even in the early 2000s. Now it is going through a serious socio-economic and political crisis. UN estimates 94% of Venezuelans live in poverty. Inflation is through the roof, not to mention the crime and mortality rates. It is estimated about 4 to 5 million people have left their home to other neighboring countries like Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru. It is truly a sad situation, and we will look at that in Venezuela video. It is the 6th largest country by area and 5th largest by population in South America. Now, let's visit the neighbor to the east, Guyana. It is the only South American country to have English as its official language. Guyana got famous in 1978 for mass suicide of over 900 people. Jim Jones, a US religious cult leader, convinced his supporters to drink a powder drink similar to Kool-Aid laced with cyanide to escape US invasion into Jamestown. Have you ever heard somebody say drinking the Kool-Aid, referring to somebody believing in impossible or doomed dangerous ideas? It is originated from this mass suicide. Georgetown is its capital and the largest city. It's known for its British colonial architecture. St. George Cathedral is about 43.5 meters tall wooden structure. It was the tallest wooden structure at the time of its construction. Guyana is third smallest country by area and second smallest by population in South America. By the way, did you know only 2 South American countries where you can drive on the left side? Yes, one is Guyana, the other one is Suriname. Speaking of Suriname, let's go check out Suriname, the only country outside of Europe with Dutch as an official language and a language of majority. Paramaribo is the capital of Suriname. Nearly half of its population, around 240,000 people, live in the city. It is the smallest country in South America by area and population. Now let's go from the smallest country to the largest country, Brazil. It is the largest country in South America in both population and area. It is so big it touches all the countries in South America except Chile and Ecuador. Usually having a Guinness World Record give you a bragging rights, unless it is for something bad. In 2005, robbers dug about 20 meters long tunnel and stole 5 containers of currency, nearly 70 million US dollars. So, Brazil held the record for the largest amount of money stolen from the bank until a bigger theft happened in Iraq. Brazilian prisons have a great program. They give credit to reading books. They reduce inmate sentence by 4 days for reading a book and submitting a book report. Capital is Brasília. It's been named a city of design for its modern architecture and unique artistic urban design. Next, check out the country that doesn't border Brazil, Ecuador. It is one of the 13 countries the equator runs through, but the only country to be named after a geographical feature. In 2008, Ecuador was the first country in the world to recognize the right of nature. Ecuador recognized that nature has the right to grow and flourish, and humans can petition or protest on behalf of nature. Ecuador is the 4th smallest country by area and 5th smallest by population in South America. Capital is Quito. It is the closest capital to the equator. Its historical center is one of the best preserved in all of Americas. It has hardly been changed in the past 200 to 300 years. Let's just jump over to its neighbor, Peru, country of mysterious Machu Picchu. Even to this day, the origin of Machu Picchu remain a mystery. Its intriguing architecture and alignment with astronomy is very interesting. Capital and the largest city is Lima. It is the 2nd largest desert city in the world. The city is located on the desert strips between Pacific Ocean and the Andes Mountains. Peru is the 3rd largest country by area and 4th largest by population. The next country we will see is the country of indigenous people, Bolivia, one of 2 landlocked countries in South America. It was disputing access to Pacific Ocean with Chile, but UN ruled in favor of Chile. Despite that, Bolivia has a navy. Even though they don't have access to the ocean, they patrol Lake Titicaca and train with Argentine Navy and work in UN forces. Bolivia is famous for its largest salt deposit in the world. It spans over 10,000 square kilometers. Sucre is Bolivia's constitutional capital. La Paz is the governmental, legislative and executive capital. It is situated about 3,869 meters above sea level. It is the highest capital in the world. Bolivia is 5th largest country by area and 8th largest by population. Now let's go to the long and lean friend, Chile. North to south it spans about 400 kilometers, but average width is only about 180 meters. Atacama Desert in Chile is the driest non-polar place in the world. It receives less than 12 millimeters of rain each year. There are areas in the desert that goes hundreds of years without receiving a drop of rain. San Diego is the capital and the largest city of Chile. About 8 million people live in the metro area, home to the tallest skyscraper in South America. Chile is 7th largest by area and 6th largest by population in South America. Now let's jump over to Paraguay, the other landlocked country with a navy, with no border to the ocean. However, they have access to Atlantic Ocean through Paraguay-Paraná rivers. Paraguay's flag is unique. The country's coat of arms is in the front and the treasury seal is at the back. No other national flag has two different sides. It is the 8th largest country by area and 9th largest by population in South America. Asuncion is capital and the largest city of Paraguay. It is one of the first cities in South America to be founded by European explorers. Let's zoom into our second last country, Argentina, the country that gave us Lionel Messi. Certainly one of the best football player. Don't you agree? It is also the birthplace of tango. Did you know Argentina went through 5 presidents in just 10 days in 2001? Argentina sent a pregnant woman to Antarctica in 1977 to try and stake a claim to a part of the continent. She gave birth to a boy on January 7th, 1978, named Emilio. He was the first person ever to be born in Antarctica. But the plan didn't work. Other countries didn't recognize the claim. Capital is Buenos Aires. It is the city of bookstores, steakhouses, psychologists, and plastic surgeons. Apparently, they have more of these per capita than any other countries. Argentina is the second largest country by area and third largest by population. Let's look at the last country on our list, Paraguay. It is the country with the longest national anthem in the world. It lasts 5 long minutes. Paraguay knows the importance of education. It was the first country in the world to give free laptop and Wi-Fi to every school child in 2009. Montevideo is the capital and the largest city. It is also the southernmost capital city in the Americas. It is the second smallest country by area and third smallest by population in South America. These are the all 12 independent countries in South America. Now look at the inhabited overseas territories of other countries. French Guyana is an overseas department and a single territorial collectivity of France. It is the second largest region of France after France in Europe. Almost 300,000 people live here. I will explore this country and make a separate video after France as is French territory. Falkland Islands are archipelago in the South Atlantic Ocean, about 480 kilometers east of South America. It is a British overseas territory. About 3,400 people live in these islands. South Georgia and South Sandwich Islands are another British overseas territory in the Southern Atlantic Ocean. It is a remote and inhospitable collection of islands consisting of South Georgia and chain of smaller islands known as South Sandwich Islands. These are uninhabited islands. Navy sometimes go and do some researches and stuff like that. That's it for South America. Hope you had fun going through South America and learning about each and every country, something interesting. I tried to put the facts that I won't be using it again in the country. Some of them are quirky, some of them are kind of funny, some of them are historic. Hope you enjoyed that. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs down. I'm okay with it. And please, if you like to learn more about these countries, subscribe to the channel. Thank you.